Vindicate me, my God, and plead my cause against an unfaithful nation. Rescue me from those who are deceitful and wicked. You are my stronghold. Good morning, people of God. I come to you this morning with the words of David from Psalms chapter 43. David uses an old word, a word that's been around for many, many years. David says to God to vindicate me. We don't use the word vindicate much in our everyday language in the 21st century. David was trying to reach deep to express some feelings of discontent and emotion that he held on the inside. David was sick and tired of people having his name in their mouth. David says to the Lord, vindicate me, God, and plead my cause. Vindicate simply means to clear me, God, to clear my name from blame or suspicion. Another word we use today would be acquit, and to absolve. David wanted God to acquit him, to remove his name from the mouths of folk who thought they were better than he. Have you ever wanted God to vindicate your name, to absolve you from some stuff that you had been involved with and other folk just won't seem to take your name out of their mouth? You ever wanted God to come in and handle a situation and to remove you from not only the blame of what you did, but also the suspicion that people carry around every time they see you? I tell you, people have a way of reminding you of stuff, and not by what they say all the time. Their words are vicious enough, but they have a way of just carrying your sin and carrying that suspicion of you around when they see you or when they talk about you to other folk, the jokes they tell, the way they try to make you feel like you're inferior to them. They have a way of making you feel some kind of way every time you come around them. They have a way of reminding you of who you used to be or what you did to them or what you may have said. And you may not have had any ill intent, but what they perceived from what happened at that month, 2 month, year, whatever ago, they still carry that around about you. And David, King David, though yes, he was a mighty king, he was no different. David went to the Lord and said, God, I need you to vindicate me from these folk. Absolve me from some of this stuff, Lord. Not just the blame, Lord, but also the suspicion, God. I want people to see me, Lord, the way you see me. Wouldn't it be great if people gave you the benefit of the doubt? People are so ultra sensitive nowadays. You can't say much of anything. People will hold something you said and they will remember it for 6, 8 months, 6, 8, 10 years. They remember one thing. You've been kind to folk, trying to be helpful, loving people with great intent, but it doesn't matter. That one thing you said 6 months ago, they don't want to give you the benefit of the doubt. We've lost that here in America. We don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt. We want to hold everybody accountable for what they say except ourselves. Oh, you shouldn't have said that about me. You shouldn't have said that to me. Even though what you may have said may have even been true. But you shouldn't have said it about me. I think our world would be a much better place if we learned to stop saying things about people and say things to people. Oh, I would agree. We need to do a better job of stop talking about people and start talking to people. We've lost that here in America. My big mama was always good at bringing up things, and she just had a way of how to bring up something, an offense or something you've done that's disappointed her. She just had a way of coming to you at the right moment, the right time, with the right spirit to bring up something to you that she feels has either tainted your character or maybe she feels misguided by what you've said or done. And she would rarely name the offense. She would just talk to you about some things. And lo and behold, as she began to talk to you, you begin to regurgitate and bring up some of the stuff that you know you've done wrong. You begin to confess, and she ain't really said a word about what you've done, but she's come to you in love, letting you know that she loves you in spite of. I wonder if we all had a heart like that. We could go to people and not indict them or bring up all the ill and foul stuff that we think they've done. But what if we just went to them in love and let them know that we are here to support you and be with you, even though what you may have said or done caused some strife in my life? And what if the person who know they have said some things were quick to say, you know what, I want to apologize to you for what I said or what you thought I might have meant by what I said? We should be quick to do it. Let me tell you what I love about David in this passage. David didn't run off and get mad at folk. He run off and try to go get even with the folk. He didn't even try to go to the folk and tell them, hey, keep my name out your mouth. That wasn't his intent. David took all of his strife and misery and pain for what people were saying about him. He took it to the Lord. Did you notice that he said, Lord, I want you to vindicate me? You see, when the Lord does the vindicating, when the Lord steps in and begins to wash people's minds, the Lord has a way of reconciling people together. When the Lord vindicates you, if you can wait long enough and be patient and allow the Lord to vindicate you in the minds and hearts of folk, the Lord knows how to do it by not only absolving you from some stuff, but at the same time, as other folk begin to forgive you and free you from suspicion, the Lord begins to forgive them too of some stuff that they need to be freed from too. It's interesting that the people who need to be absolved from stuff are sometimes the most harsh critics of other folk. We know we stand in need of forgiveness. We know we stand in need of a relationship with God. We know we stand in need of God cleansing and blotting out some sins and transgressions that we have. We know we need to be washed of iniquity and forgiven for our sins. But we still hold stuff against other people. How do we ask God for forgiveness, but at the same time, we are holding other folks accountable for everything they said or we thought they said? David said, Lord, I need you to vindicate me. And not only that, he said, I need you to plead my cause against an unfaithful or wicked nation, a generation of people. Rescue me, Lord, from those folk who are deceitful, Lord, and wicked. David saying, God, you know the hearts of these people. They've seen my sin, God. Yes, I've sinned against you, Lord. Yes, I did some foul stuff. But Lord, it's against you and you alone have I sinned. And these people are blaming me for stuff, Lord, that I ain't even been involved with, God. Every time I show up, Lord, they've got a suspicion. They won't judge me for who I'm trying to be, Lord, and things that I want to do, the good things I've done, God. They've always got my name in their mouth, God. They always suspicious of me. Lord, I pray that you would vindicate me. Remove this suspicion from these folks' heart. I'm trying to be effective, Lord. You ever felt that way? Lord, wash me of that. And not only wash me, Lord, but take it out of their minds, God. When I deal with these folk, Lord, I just want to deal with them with a clean heart, not based on my past all the time, God. Free me from suspicion, Lord. Help me to walk as a righteous man of God, Lord. I understand what I've done is wrong, Lord, and I ask you to forgive me. I even ask them to forgive me. But Lord, would you just vindicate me? Are you pleading to God and asking him to plead your cause before unfaithful and wicked generation of people? Do you need God to rescue you from these deceitful people in your life? Well, ask God to vindicate you and stop trying to go out and vindicate yourself using your words to harm other folk because they've harmed you. Stop damaging other people's reputation because you feel like they've damaged yours. Stop holding them accountable for more than you hold yourself accountable for. You see, the beautiful thing about this passage is that David asked the Lord to wash him, to cleanse him. Vindicate me, Lord. And then, Lord, I don't want to indict anybody else, Lord, either, while I'm trying to get vindicated. But while you're vindicating me, Lord, vindicate some other folk too. Be blessed, endure through all your trials, and know that God is with you today.